Did the official security vetting he received mention Mandelson's ongoing relationship with the pedophile Jeffrey Epstein?
Very, very, very clear, right?
Prime Minister?
Yes, it did. As a result...
So, question of the day, ladies and gentlemen. Did Keir Starmer ignore the risks and connections to Jeffrey Epstein? Yes or no?
Mr. Speaker, I asked the Prime Minister a very specific question. Did he know that Mandelson had continued his friendship with Epstein after the conviction? He says if he knew then what he knows now, but he did know. In January 2024, a journalist from the Financial Times informed the Prime Minister that Mandelson had stayed in Epstein's house even after that conviction for child prostitution. So did the Prime Minister conveniently forget this fact, or did he decide it was a risk worth taking?
Here we go.
Mr. Speaker, as the House would expect, we went through a process.
Deflection.
There was a due diligence exercise, and then there was security vetting by the security services. What was not known was the sheer depth and extent of the relationship. He lied about that to everyone for years. And new information was published in September showing the relationship was materially different to what we'd been led to believe. When the new information came to light, I sacked him. But we did go through a due diligence exercise. The points that are being put to me were dealt with within that exercise. In response to the humble address this afternoon, I intend to make sure that all of the material is published. Mr. Speaker, the only exemptions are national security, if it prejudice national security. My first duty is obviously to keep this country safe. And when we drafted humble addresses, we always put an exemption for national...
If he cannot understand the risk that he's just taken in appointing someone who's friends with Jeffrey Epstein, how can he be trusted when it comes to China?
Mr. Speaker, you in the House will appreciate that in the course of discussions country to country, there are very sensitive issues of security, intelligence and trade, which cannot be disclosed without compromising the relationship between the two countries or a third country. Mr. Speaker, so that I can be totally open with the House, I should also
imagine
disclose
that totally open
that the
him.
Metropolitan Police have been in touch with my office this morning to raise issues about anything that would prejudice their investigations. We're in discussion with them about that, and I hope to be able to update the House, but I do think I should make that clear to the House at this point, because
the only thing that's open under him is our borders.
But the Prime Minister cannot blame the process. He did know. It was on Google. If the Conservative Research Department could find this information out, why couldn't Number 10? On the 10th of September, when we knew this, I asked him at that dispatch box, he gave Mandelson his full confidence at that dispatch box, not once, but twice. He only sacked him after pressure from us. I am asking the Prime Minister something very specific, not about the generalities of the full extent. Can the Prime Minister tell us, did the official security vetting he received mention Mandelson's ongoing relationship with the paedophile Jeffrey Epstein?
Very, very, very clear, right?
Prime Minister?
Yes, it did. As a result, various questions were put to him. I intend to disclose to this House all of the national security, prejudice to international relations on one side. I want to make sure this House sees the full documentation, so it will see for itself the extent to which time and time again Mandelson completely misrepresented the extent of his relationship with Epstein.
Question, why didn't MI5 or MI6 do anything about it? Because they are supposed to know everything about national security. And just to confirm there, he admits in the House of Commons that he knew the ties between Peter Mandelson and Jeffrey Epstein, and he still appointed him.
Ongoing relationship with the paedophile Jeffrey Epstein.
So clear. Prime Minister?
Yes, it did.
That's got to be the end of him.
As a result, various questions were put to him. I intend to disclose to this House all of the national security, prejudice to international relations on one side. I want to make sure this House sees the full documentation, so it will see for itself the extent to which time and time again Mandelson completely misrepresented the extent of his relationship with Epstein.
You're the one who appointed him.
Lied throughout the process, including in response to the due diligence.
Zero responsibility.
Mr. Speaker, I think it is shocking what the Prime Minister has just said.
Yep.
How can he stand up there saying that he knew, but he just asked Peter Mandelson if the security vetting was true or false? This is a man who had been sacked from cabinet twice already for unethical behaviour. That is absolutely shocking. And that is why later today, my party will call on the government to release all documents relating to Mandelson's appointment, not just the ones the Prime Minister wants us to see. Because this government is trying to sabotage that release with an amendment to let him choose what we see. The man who appointed Mandelson in the first place. Labour MPs now have to decide if they want to be accessories to his cover-up. Can the Prime Minister guarantee that he won't remove the whip if they refuse to vote for his whitewash amendment?
Prime Minister.
The first exemption is in relation to anything that could compromise national security. That is not a small matter, and many members on the benches opposite will know precisely why that needs to be in the exemption. When we were drafting humble addresses, when we were sitting over there, we always made sure that exemption was in because we knew how important it was to the then government. I don't think I've seen a humble address without that in, because and just to be clear, to vote to release something that would prejudice national security is wrong in principle. The second exemption is in relation to things that would prejudice.
Watch his hands shaking.
And just to be clear, to vote to release something that would prejudice national security.
He's holding his hands because they're shaking.
The second exemption.
Look, his hands are shaking like that. He knows.
To things that would prejudice international relations.
So bringing it back to question of the day, ladies and gentlemen, did Keir Starmer ignore the risks and connection to Jeffrey Epstein, yes or no? I think the answer is simply yes. Jeffrey Epstein died in August of 2019. By this time, his crimes were public, years before 2024, which is when Peter Mandelson was put into his position. The Prime Minister, at that time, Keir Starmer, told Parliament he knew Peter Mandelson had links to Epstein before approving the ambassador appointment. This government later said that Mandelson misled officials about the extent of those links. UK police have confirmed an active investigation linked to Epstein's material. The bottom line is the Prime Minister knew the risk and he took it anyway.